Okay guys, hello everybody. Welcome back to Glassbox Education. My name is Dez Nwachi and today we're going to be bringing you guys through a side part comb over with a beautiful skin fade on the sides. To start off the haircut, we're going to get the hair nice and wet so that we can create our sections. Okay. Okay, once we have consistent moisture throughout the haircut, we can now go and section out the hair. Okay, so we're gonna do quite a natural section, but tailored to the comb over side part look. Okay, so I'm going to mark the section in which he's going to have the side part. Okay, so his hair naturally splits quite well over here. Okay, so we're going to use what's already there. Okay, I'm not trying to alter the natural fall of his hair too much to make it easiest for myself and himself once he goes home to style his hair. Okay, got a nice, beautiful section there. Clean. Okay, right here I'm gonna start working my graduation. Okay, so going to split the hair. Okay, a line leading towards the back or the top of the ear. Okay, and from here we're going to do forward graduation. Okay, so I'm going to slightly comb the hair in the forward angle, comb this away. Okay, I'm going to take nice, small, clean sections as we now work through the side of the head. Okay, our knuckles are nice and tight to the head, and we're going to pivot out the fingertips. Okay, next section right in front. Okay, we're gonna comb the section back and then we're gonna comb underneath, bringing the teeth to the line we just created. Okay, having the knuckles nice and tight to the head, fingertips pointing outwards. Okay, and then make a clean cut. Make sure you see your guide from the previous before you make the cut. Okay, it's very systematic, somewhat robotic, but the result is clean, precise hair cutting. Okay, now we've got that nice graduation sitting down. When we come up to work our clipper work into that, we're gonna have a nice seamless transition. Okay, from here I'm going to take a small guide from our forward graduation and turn it into cross graduation. Okay, so now we're going cross back this way using the shortest length in the front, keeping the fingertips tight to the head and cutting any excess length in between. Okay. If you need to cut twice, do so. Making the second cut, having those fingertips nice and tight to the head, okay? Working clean, nice and slow. We're not in a rush, okay? Always combing down the hair afterwards to ensure that it's sitting nice and neatly. Okay, we're going to work one more section as we get to the middle of the back of the head. Only cutting to that second knuckle. Okay, this is nice and clean. We're now going to work on the right hand side of the head where the hair is now going to be in a backwards styled fashion, or the comb over part of the haircut. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to create a section, okay, which runs from the crown, okay, or point of distribution, right to the recession on the side in which the hair is going to flow backwards. Okay. Groom any unnecessary hair away. Okay. Take a look in the mirror, ensure there's not loads of hair on your client's face. Okay. Making it a comfortable experience. If necessary, you can grab a clip and clip away any unwanted hair. Okay? Now that we have this nice clean section to be working with, I'm going to slightly tilt my client's head over, being gentle with my approach. Okay, if necessary, use the 2-finger method, in which I place 2 fingers on the other side of my client's head, and I'll use the backs of my hand or the backs of my fingers to tilt the head over. Okay? The 2 fingers giving them an indication that their head is about to move. Okay? Now on this side, we're going to start cross graduation, leading all the way to the back of the head where we stopped on the other side. Okay? So now as we start our cross graduation on this side, starting from the front, leading to where we stopped on the other side, we're going to be mindful of a couple things. Firstly, our knuckles now being really tight to the head and our fingertips beveling outwards. Okay? Okay, our first comb or section of the hair, I comb on top to build that weight, and then underneath the second section, I'm gonna comb above to reduce the weight in this second section. Why so? Because as I'm working my clipper work, I want the area in which my clipper is gonna run into to be nice and soft, not there to be too much weight, but the hair above to have a nice and strong shape. Okay. As we're coming to the back of the head, our sections may be a little bit more curved. As we reach the area where the head naturally starts to curve at the back of the head, I like to curve my sections a little bit and work in a two-step system, in which my first cut is more on the horizontal plane at the side of the head, and then I take a step to account for the roundness of the head, and now I'm building a corner, and now I'm working on a diagonal in the area at which the head naturally rounds. Okay, picking up the last section where everything comes together and we can see it nice and neatly matches with the other side. Now we have a beautiful connection, beautiful graduation, and now we can continue to the top of the head. Okay? So now we're starting to cut the top of the head. Okay, we're going to start off by creating our profile guide. Our profile guide with this haircut is going to be slightly on the diagonal. Why we do this is because our haircut is going to be going combed over, okay, from left to right, and we would like to retain a little more length on the left hand side to allow the hair to travel over but I want the hair on the right to be slightly shorter to allow a nice seamless connection into the fade, okay? So, starting from my crown, come back, okay. Starting from my crown, okay, I'm going to create a line that reaches the natural recession point at the left side of the head, okay? From here, I'm going to place my comb on that line and create another line on the other side of my comb. Okay. This now being my profile guide to now set my shape on top of the head. Okay. Adjust your client and adjust yourself so that you're both comfortable. Okay. I like to pinch my section to make sure that the hair I'm picking up is the section that I'm working with, okay? And from here, we're going to create something that is triangular, going shorter from the back and longer to the front, okay? So firstly, I just want to check what length I have right now, okay? Right now, we got a little bit more length coming through the apex or at the back of the head, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna retain all the length in the front, and we're just going to shorten up and create a triangular shape coming to the back, okay? Okay, nice and clean, only working or cutting from your fingertips to the second knuckle. Okay, now that we're getting to the front of the hair, angling that cutting line upwards, allowing us to retain all the length in the front, and now it coming shorter as we get to the back, okay? So now that we have our profile guide, we can split it in half, okay? Okay, and I'm going to start on the left hand side because there's a lot less hair for me to work with here. So we'll get this over and done with nice and quickly, okay? This way?
You can't see it in the light.
Yeah, okay. So we know now I have a little bit of my profile guide here. So I use my comb or the back brace of my comb to act as the area in which I have a guide, and then the teeth of my comb is the area in which I'm creating a new section, okay? So here we'll just break up the hair and we've got a nice sized section now to follow through and cut on the left hand side, okay? So pick up all the hair, nice and clean. We'll pull the hair back to find our guide, okay? Once we see the guide, we'll bring the fingers towards the guide and cut right on it, okay? Be mindful that once you start cutting, your fingers don't move, okay? Check, see for your guide, and cut. Okay, retaining all that length in the front and shortening it up as we get to the back. Okay, split that in half and we'll move half of the hair over. And in this last section, I'm just going to pick up everything together over here. Okay. Pull the hair back, check and see for the guide, bring the fingers to the guide, cut the hair. Okay. Last one over this side. Perfect. Okay. Once we've got one side complete, we can comb all the hair over. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a horizontal section right here. Okay. To give us an indication of where we've already cut to where we need to start our new section, okay? So we can see a beautiful square shape right there, and now the longer lengths that we haven't touched just yet here, okay? So remembering that we were on the diagonal, working in this plane, I'm going to continue, split this right to the front, and separate the hair that we've already cut. Okay, I'm gonna check our moisture consistency, so we're gonna spray the head down to make sure we have no shorter hairs springing away. Make it easier for us to create cleaner sections and have a more balanced haircut. Okay, perfect. So now, using the back brace as the point in which you have a guide, and then using the teeth as the next section we're going to take, okay? Right here, bring that right to the front. Separate the hair, pinch with the fingers, and pull it all up together, okay? Check for the guide, cut to the second knuckle. Okay, retaining all the length in the front and going triangular. Once we've cut the whole section, we split it in half, pull away any hair that is unwanted or that we have already cut. Okay. Now creating a new section. Okay, as you guys can see, I'm still working on a diagonal. Okay, nice and clean, nice and precise. Check that moisture. Okay, we'll split this last section here. And for the last little bit of hair on this side, we'll pick everything up together. And cut. Okay, beautiful. Once we've done that, we can now comb the hair in the way in which we believe it's going to be sitting. Okay, I'm going to find my side part over here again, just before I start drying the hair. I'm going to have a nice clear vision of where I cut my side part. Okay, beautiful. Now that we have this split here, I'm just going to quickly come and check any excess length that is in the front, okay? So we're gonna find the longest length in the front. We're gonna match it up or take off any excess from the longest to the shortest in our graduation. Beautiful. Okay. Just gonna do a little bit of point cutting right here just to soften that area. What a nice wispy look. I was taking off a little bit. Done. Okay. Okay, so now that we've cut our shape in the top of the hair, we've taken off any excess bulk, we're now gonna have a nice and clean area to work our clipper work into. I'm gonna place a little bit of product just before we dry the hair, just to give it a little hold and a little bit of an understanding of the shape it's gonna sit for our final look, okay? So this will not be the final product I place into the hair, but it'll give me a nice hold as I do my clipper work, okay? So I'm gonna start off with a bit of L'Oreal Density material, which is like a paste-like product, okay? Grab some, okay? Rub it in through our hands. And then we're gonna use our fingers as a comb-like effect to allow the product to seep in through all the hair, okay? Still try and place it in the style that you will be blow drying or you will have your finished look. Okay, perfect. I'm going to quickly rub off any excess product off my hands. So I like to work with my tools nice and clean. So just before we start blow drying, okay, the focal point I'm going to have firstly is going to be my side part area, okay? So I'm going to blow dry this nice and flat, make sure that the hair is nice and dry before I tack this hair on top, okay? Okay, so just before we start blow drying, okay, I'm gonna use the flat nozzle, okay, to give me a focal focal point airflow, and I'm also gonna use high power and low heat, okay? Always work your nozzle in line with your comb, okay? Once the side part area of the head is drier, okay, or nearly fully dry, we can start attacking the hair on top, okay? So I like to start in the front and direct the hair backwards, trying not to attract or direct airflow towards the side part, okay? So once we've dried or nearly completely dried the side part area or segment of the haircut, okay, we're now gonna direct the airflow towards the top of the hair, but using the fine nozzle or a finer nozzle, try to direct the airflow away from the side part, okay? Okay. Okay. Once the hair is nearly fully blow dried, I like to come in using the fine teeth of your comb or a finer comb and just place the hair to sit nice and neat, okay? And we can see if there's any little bit of scissor work that we have to do just before continuing to our clipper work. Okay, so right here I can see a little bit of a weight line. Okay, so I'm gonna just lift the hair up. Right here, I'm going to point cut, just to soften that up. Okay, beautiful. There we are. Okay. So now now that we have this shape dried in on top, we can continue to our scissor work. And then we'll leave any final personalizing to the very end. Okay. Okay, so with my clipper work, I'm going to begin by debulking with a 2. Okay, bringing it right up to where I had my graduation. You can see that doing that graduation has allowed us this nice blend to work into. We don't have too much hair above, hanging over. We might need to do a small bit of scissor work just to make it a softer transition. Okay, so we're taking off any of the excess hair, big clumps, just making our surface nice and neat, nice and clean. Amazing. Okay, once we've done that, we can now quickly blow dry any excess hair off our client, off the head. Have a nice clean space to work with. Okay, so I'm going to begin with my balder. I'm going to create the skin line. Okay. Not too high up. About a finger width over the ear. Okay. I like to put in the line first. Sometimes I see people going up and then trying to create the perfect line every time by taking up all the hair, but myself, I like to just create my line first and then take away any unwanted hair underneath. Okay, this way you can move a little more freely around the head without being worried about bringing up your line. Okay, perfect. Now that we have our zero or your balder in, we're now going to go in with the foil shaver and really get rid of all the hair for this skin fade. Okay. Trying to use downward motions to start off to debulk. And then coming back up with either straight motions with a flicking finish or circular motions as such. Okay. Greatness of this tool, especially the single blade, is you can move it in any direction, attack the hair against its growth pattern. Nice and gentle circular motions to prevent yourself creating a harsh line that may be difficult for you to erase as we move on into the fade. Okay, beautiful. We got no harsh lines. Okay, and we got some nice, bald, smooth skin. Okay, there's a couple of hairs that were left a little long, so I'm gonna come through and just nick them away, because the foil shaver doesn't actually cut hairs that are longer than stubble in length. Okay, so picking back up my clipper, my magic clip, I'm going to start by opening up my guard to a 0.5 on the raw blade. I'm going to create a finger width incision right above my skin line. Okay? Beautiful. Nice and symmetrical, nice and even, nice and clean. Okay? From here, I'm going to grab my detailer. Okay? And I'm going to use the corners of the detailer to just edge away that bottom line. Okay. Why do I use the corners? Because we're not trying to create a new line above, we're just trying to soften the one that is there. Okay, now I can go back in and I'm going to open and then half close. And now we're gonna try soften out this line right here. Okay, then we can close it a little bit more. Really utilizing the corners of the tool, allowing you to get into divots or dips in the head. Okay, if there were a divot or a dip, sometimes people have dips in the head where the head naturally rounds. And if you go in with a flat clipper, you're going to attack both areas around the dip, but not the dip itself. Okay, lovely. Now we can grab a one guard. Okay, I'm gonna put the one guard on the clipper. Okay, and we're gonna go open. Tilt my client's head so that I can see clearly the space that I'm working with. And now I'm gonna go right underneath this line right here, okay? Okay, closing down to the one. Now trying to take away this line that is left over. Okay, in between your 1.5 and your 0.5. Okay, now I'm going to put on my 0.5 guard just to make this transition a little more blurrier, a little more smoother, a little more effortless. Kind of using the clipper in like a point cutting like motion, attacking darker spots in the hair. Beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna pick up my detailer, and now we're gonna clean up this frontal area. Beautiful. Okay, so now we got one side done. I'm gonna quickly taper up the beard. Starting with a 1.5 guard. Okay, we're gonna work downwards. Just a light, short flick. Okay, only really working in the area between the ear, okay, for the fade. And then allowing the rest to be a nice, smooth transition. Okay, so we work down and then we come back and we work up. Okay, and I'm gonna grab the 1 guard and do the exact same thing. Okay. And then just grab your 0.5 and using the corners, pick away the rest. Okay, I'm gonna grab the 2 to allow that transition into the bulk at the bottom to be nice and smooth. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly just line up the back of the of the beard just to give it a nice strong shape. And always ask your client, because sometimes they like a natural look. Okay, a nice straight line going to the back. Clean that up nice and clean. Okay. Okay, when doing a beard, there is a lot of useful tips we can use, okay? The biggest one I would have is using points of the face as a marker, okay? So usually with the beard, I'll either use a line from the top of the ear or inside the ear. In this case, my line came from the bottom half of the ear, okay? And as you can see, kind of cut in between the ear and cut straight to the line, give me a guide. And now I know when I get to the other side, I'll know roughly where my beard lineup is on the cheek. And then I know at the back, we just went straight down, okay? And if we line up the bottom, sometimes I like my client to tilt their head forward a little bit, okay? And we'll use the bottom of the ear as a guide, okay? Here, we can choose to cut it right along the jawline, or we can bring it down a little bit just to give them a little more bulk, okay? Me personally, I like to go down a little bit, especially with Max here, who's got quite a nice, strong, full beard, okay? But the bottom half, I will do once we've completed the other side of the head, okay? So, back into the fade over this side. I'm gonna grab my clipper. Starting with the 0.5 raw blade open. Okay, we're going to create a finger width section right above this baseline or your skin line. Okay, constantly moving my client's head, but also being nice and gentle while doing it. But moving it so that the area that I'm working with is nice and clearly visible for me. Okay? So before we continue, I'm gonna pick up my detailer and we're gonna take away or soften that line from skin to 0.5. Okay? Utilizing the corners of the tool once again. Not using a full flat face to save ourselves creating a line that is pushed up within the fade, which would in turn make us bring the whole fade up a little bit higher, and we don't want that. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, now just under, okay, so we're fully open, just underneath. We're now gonna try to soften this area right here between your 0.5 and your skin, creating a nice transition. Okay, flicking down then to the 0. Okay, and using nice small flicking motions. Okay, we're not using big strokes because we're working in a very small space. Beautiful. And we've got that. We can grab the 1 guard. Okay. Gonna work right above that. Working into our graduation line. Okay, flicking off as we get to the graduation line because we're not trying to create a harsh step between the fade and the top of the hair. Okay. Okay, coming back down to the 1. Beautiful. And now the last guard is our 0.5 guard. Just to make that transition really nice and smooth. Okay, beautiful. Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna go in right now and do a little bit of scissor work just to soften that transition even more. So using a clip, I'm going to clip away this hair that belongs to the fringe or the front. I'm just going to focus on our transition, okay? Using the fine teeth of my comb, give me a nice smooth flow between the hair. Okay, we don't have a tight grip. Tight grip of the hair may cause us to create unwanted lines. So we use the fine teeth to allow the hair to gently flow through the comb. Okay? Giving us that beautiful soft transition. Always combing the hair back down to see what way it's sitting as well. Beautiful. Okay, once we've done that, we can take out this clip. Okay, we'll brush all the hair back. Awesome. Okay, so now we're just gonna quickly line up the front here and taper down the beard on this side. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, so like I said on the other side, I use the ear as a guide. Once again, I'm going to use the ear as a guide. nice smooth connection, symmetrical on both sides. Okay, so I'm going to quickly just blow the hair away, any unwanted excess hair. Okay. Okay, and here I'm going to lift up the headrest. Get you to rest your head back here. Beautiful. Okay, so we tilt our client's head to the side just to give us a clear view. Okay, I'm gonna brush all the hair nice and neat. And like I said before, if I use the ear as a guide, I'll just follow this line down to where I would like it to be. Probably somewhere around here. Okay. Nice, clean line. All the way across. And then take off any excess hair underneath. I like to sculpt the beard a little bit with the free hand, just to take away any of those unnecessary frizzy bits or wiry bits of the beard. Okay, beautiful. We'll get the same on the other side. Okay, get your tilt the head across. Okay, and now as we start this side, okay, if I put my comb to the ear and follow that down, I will have a guide on the other side as to where to match it up to. Okay. Clean up all the excess hair underneath. And dusting away any unwanted frizzy bits. Okay, we'll line them up in the mirror, have a quick double check. Okay, because the mirror never lies. We'll straighten them up. Okay, it's quite good. Fix up a little bit right here. Beautiful. Good. Lift him back up. We're gonna drop down the headrest and we're gonna continue to finalize our style. So we're gonna put a little more product in just to give it a firmer hold, give it a nice look. Okay, so I'm going to use, firstly, clean away my workspace. Okay, I'm going to be using some of the L'Oreal Transformer texture, okay? Just 1.5 squirts on the hands, rub it through the fingers. It's got this crazy texture to it. Okay, transformer from liquid to paste. Okay, it's kind of cool. Smells absolutely beautiful. Wish you could smell this. Okay, amazing. That's some beautiful hold. Sweet. Okay, I'm gonna wipe off any excess product off my hands. And now just to finalize the styling, use the fine comb and using the wide teeth as well. Okay, play around with it till you feel that it's perfect for you. Okay. If anything needs to be touched up, we can do so really quickly. With the scissor. Absolutely beautiful. Look at this man. Awesome. Okay guys, firstly thank you very much for watching this tutorial. This was our tutorial on the skin fade comb over side part. Okay, so quick recap. We started off by spraying down the hair, getting our moisture consistency correct. Okay, we then sectioned off the hair into a natural horseshoe shape, but we altered it for the comb over. Okay, so we put our comb over section in first and worked the forward graduation on our comb over section, and then as we came to the back of the head, we changed to a cross graduation. As we came to the back of the head, we switched to cross graduation just to give us that control over the amount of weight we're trying to build in the areas in which the head naturally rounds, okay? And then we took a section which started from the crown of the head and led to the right recession of the client, okay? We then used that section to do cross graduation, moving from front to the back, to the point at which we stopped our cross graduation from left to right. Okay, we then started cutting the top of the hair by taking a diagonal profile guide. Okay, doing this allowed us to leave more length in the corner of which needs to travel further. Okay, and then also allowing us to create a shape that is smoothly tucked in when combed over. Okay, we then applied a little bit of product. I think we used the L'Oreal Density material, okay, just to give us a little pre-hold so that once I start my clipper work, the hair on top isn't flopping and flying all over the place. It's in a nice shape, similar to what we would have as the finished look. Okay, we then went into our clipper work. Starting off our clipper work, we debulked everything with a 2. Okay, the reason I used the 2 was because my fingers were quite tight when doing the graduation, and I knew the number 2 would give me a nice seamless blend between fade work and scissor work. Okay, we then followed by creating our baseline with the balder and then foiling it afterwards to create that real harsh softness in the skin. And then we started with the 0.5, faded everything between that, took out our 0 line. And then we followed with the 1.5 and took everything out with the 1. Okay, and then just to finish off, a little bit of light scissor work using the wider teeth of our comb to give us a soft, effortless finish and a transition between scissor work and clipper work. Okay, we then did a little taper on the beard, okay, to have a nice transition from facial hair to the hair on top of your head. Then applied our finishing product, which was the L'Oreal Transformer, okay, which is a product that transforms from liquid to paste, giving us this beautiful hold and a slight shine on the hair. Now this man is ready to rock. Thank you guys. Once again, my name is Dez Nwachi. This is Glassbox Education, and this was your side part comb over.